that's real. Tell me how you really feel. Now that you hearing the thrill. I was all on my own. Now when looking made it home. Spit the dish up from the dome. I look at we gone and this is the thrill. Welcome to the thrill. Giving you something that's real. Tell me how you really.
What a sweet day.
Hey, brother, how are you?
I've been good, man. Long time no see. Actually, legitimately long time no see. I think we haven't gone on
Yeah,
in a while.
I haven't seen you. When was the last time that we hooked up?
Well, physically, we've seen each other like what, a week ago, I think.
It was a week ago, didn't we? Didn't we link up at like your house or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
There
been
you
about a
go.
week physically, but we haven't been on the show for about
Oh,
at least 3.
yeah. This show is we've taken a hiatus, but coming back. We gotta talk behind the scenes about that, but I have a couple of ideas. See what we can do.
Actually, I got some stuff too, so we'll talk about that a little later. Some stuff
Later,
we'll worry about later.
right now,
Actually, today, man, yesterday was amazing, wasn't it?
man. Yesterday was, you know. It wasn't as good as SummerSlam, but
Okay.
it was great. It had its moments. It had it. We'll talk about it in detail as we go. But overall, I think it was a damn good show, and it gives hope that that Vince McMahon is not in charge in the back when it comes to creative. Yeah, yeah. He thinks the crowd just said, "What do you mean they won?" Huh?
So if you guys don't know, we're talking about
Boom.
the Royal Rumble.
Baby, let's get ready to rumble. Let me hear your thoughts. Let me hear my thoughts. Let me hear Bruce's and Whiskey's thoughts. Let me hear everybody's thoughts. Who's thinking?
Well, what are we thinking, man? So first off, I love that they started out off rip with the Royal Rumble.
I
They
was
kind of
surprised
got
that
it.
they did that.
So I had heard rumors going before the show that it was going to start. I heard it was going to be the women's first, and I was hearing that it was going to be the men's, and it was kind of teeter-tottering. And then all of a sudden, like maybe 5 minutes before showtime, I heard, no, it's the men's. I'm like, oh, so we starting off heavy.
We starting off real heavy.
And I was, you know what? I'm always looking forward to the Royal Rumble. Since I was a kid, I've always loved the Royal Rumble. But over the last maybe 10 years, I started loving it because it was always a surprise return. Somebody was gonna make a triumphant return or just a one-time off. And Carlito during the COVID years, Booker T, Kevin Nash came back. So it was always cool to see, those returns. This year didn't have any really big returns for the men. And the women that they went kind of they swung for the fences for the women, definitely. But for the men, I love to see Booker T. The Spinner-Rooney was still the older Rooney.
Yeah, he was so stiff. I was like, bro.
Hey, he could still do it, though. I can't do the Spinner-Rooney. I couldn't do the Spinner-Rooney when I was 10, let alone doing it now in my 30s.
It was a 50, 60-year-old's carb-free spinner.
The AARP Rooney.
The AARP Rooney. The AARP Rooney. That's a sponsored by Humana.
I actually did enjoy seeing him there. I did enjoy seeing a lot of the wrestlers. Well, before we got on to what we think about the result of the match, what do you think about the Royal Rumble?
The men's Royal Rumble was solid. Started off really good. We had Gunther.
Gunther.
And he lasted a little more than 70 minutes, which was.
I think he broke a record. He broke Ray's record.
Yeah, he's the longest. He's the longest lasting contestant. And he lasted all the way to the end, which was really so. I mean, a little nostalgia pops there and there, but Booker T, this or that, blah blah. But I feel they could have maybe added a few of the NXT heads the way that they did the women's. But
they did. You didn't see New Day there?
Huh?
You didn't see New Day there?
Come on, man. That's like that's like when they put Apollo Crews makeup champion and be like, "Oh, Apollo Crews from NXT." Like, seriously, come on. was such a, but I was I had my hopes and dreams set for it, but I know it would be way too dangerous. And I was thinking, I heard one New Day song, and then a few contestants later hear another New Day song, and then I was thinking, what if they play a third one? And we know that that's Biggie,
I
but
was
I was like,
staring for that. I was like,
that
please pull a third one.
that's a neck injury. He ain't coming back for like another year. Even though I've seen
At
he's on his
least.
feet, but he's on his feet. He's walking around. He's very grateful that it's not so serious, but he needs time to heal, and we're probably not going to see him for a while. For a while,
Yeah.
while for him to take bumps. No,
He may come back as like TV personality for a bit, like help out
yeah.
New Day as far as like managerial work once they feel more comfortable. If he needs to take a
Mhm.
bump, do those bump moments. But I don't see him coming back, like you said, at least not wrestling for at least another year,
Mhm.
and if that.
So, but overall, it was nice, man. Here, what do you think about the ending?
So are you talking about?
Oh,
Oh
bro, the
yeah.
American Nightmare, one step closer to the dream.
That
It's
is so.
so
I actually like that statement. That was great.
right.
The
None of this is rehearsed. I don't remember scripts, so
you don't remember what you just said a
I
second ago
don't
either. So
remember what I wrote. I don't remember scripts. I got to watch what I've said.
so I was in love with the fact that Cody won the Royal Rumble. I loved it. I mean, it was kind of airmailed. I'm not gonna lie. We kind of saw it coming once he
Mm,
came. It was word he was gonna be able to come back by Rumble time
yeah.
from the pectoral injury. It was airmailed to us that he was gonna do it,
Mm,
but nonetheless, to see him actually go through the motions and actually win the Royal Rumble,
yes.
it definitely felt full circle. I love all the nostalgias he did. His shout out to his brother when he did Shattered Dreams to
Yeah.
win,
That
pretty
was
much to
awesome.
win it because he hit Shattered Dreams and then
Cool.
he throws him over.
Yeah.
Um,
That's how that.
I loved every minute of it. It was great to see him wrestle. It was great to see him look healthy.
Mhm.
Coming up from that pectoral injury, that's not an
Not easy.
easy injury to come back from because it was torn right off the bone.
Mhm.
Very similar to like when John Cena had the same pectoral
Yeah.
injury. My only wish was that they would have not told us Cody was coming back yet.
Yes. I
I
think
think they could
that.
have done all the vignettes after the fact and show us
Oh,
his recovery time. Perfect if you did it after the fact, but surprised us. I
yeah. Keep
wanted
it.
a big this surprise, motherfucker. That's what I wanted.
I think when it comes to WWE, I think that it's hard for them to snap out of that Vince McMahon. We need to sell tickets. What's the best way to sell tickets? Right now, wrestling is in such a good spot that they're gonna sell.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very like they see the creative, the fans, and even the casual fans. They see the creative, they see the direction, they see where things are going. Yes, Vince is back and they're trying to do a sale and they're saying all this conspiracy that he might take over creative and this and the other. But for right now, Triple H is in charge, and we've seen the Triple H is in charge. See what he wants to do with some of this talent that were not used. And I think that they're still kind of trapped in that, we have to sell tickets kind of thing. It's like, no,
Well,
you guys will sell. So they
I
bigged up
think
like Cody's come back, Cody's come back. So it was like a worst kept secret.
yeah,
Okay,
because
Cody's come
we knew
back.
he was
There's
gonna come
no
back.
way. Yeah. If Cody comes back, there's no way he's not winning. Who else would win? Would only be another return. But who's to return to win it? And that
Yeah,
big of a caliber? Nobody. It'll be Cody. And Cody's storyline towards between now and then, he could have a storyline with like Seth Rollins. They were kind of putting that together inside the Rumble. I like how they had storyline within the Rumble. I
yeah,
like
that they kind of
how,
revisited certain storylines.
and I also loved how they made Gunther versus Cody Rhodes a match after the Rumble within the Rumble. It
Yep.
was so cool. Like it kept going on and on, and I was like, wait a minute, they just made a match. They pretty much restarted the Rumble because they weren't going for that. oh, he's going over the top rope, a constant. They went for like a good 10 minutes after it was
After they had gotten
beating
the last part was Logan Paul was out.
Yeah, which Logan Paul did his thing. Obviously, I don't want him
That
winning
moment,
anything ever, but him and Ricochet, holy crap!
that moment, that sounded like big meaty men slapping meat to the fullest.
Banger Bros.
It's facts. Someone told me before we get sidetracked too far, but someone told me that the Banger Bros should come out in a bus in black and yellow color threads. I lost my mind and I screamed yes.
That's their T-shirts. It's all their faces in a taxi. It's like, oh god. And I heard like backstage they don't want it being aired. So when like they found out, which I don't know how you not find out. Like you have all these employees and nobody knows. Like that's a secret. But
Yeah.
like, but it's funny enough because they're just like we can't say it because it's so close to that. But they kept alluding to it, and
Yeah.
and Pat McAfee, he's such a clown. He's just like, I don't care. You already paid me. What are you gonna do? Fire me? But
Go
he
ahead, do
was
it.
like, yeah,
I got
I'm
3
gonna
other shows I'm
say,
working on right now.
I'm gonna say everything and everything. It was so funny.
Oh my god. The Pat McAfee coming onto the commentary to
It needed
start
it.
the show, golden. It needed
needed it.
him 100%.
Needed it. Because his personality, one, he's a fantastic athlete. I can't wait to see him in the ring again. Credits to Logan Paul too, just to finish that because that moment with him and Ricochet was it. That was the Royal Rumble
Meaty men
moment.
slap meat.
Yeah, in midair. Welcome to the new WWE.
Jeez.
Yeah, so it was just like the build up to that moment was just insane, and it didn't even take long. It took maybe 10 seconds for that whole segment between the two.
Probably, yeah, because you kind of
Okay.
saw like a quick back and forth of them
Mhm.
kind of saying to do it.
And then they executed it perfectly, and that props to Logan Paul because like I don't know many people who come to WWE and even try it. And he just came off of
Yeah.
an insane knee injury. And he's just
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
"Oh."
I forgot he was injured too, because when he came back, everyone's like, "Oh, he came back." I'm like, "What? What was he was gone?" I
Yeah.
completely forgot he had injured his knee.
He pretty much destroyed his knee, but I don't know if how extensive. Obviously, it couldn't have been that extensive, but it
Yeah,
was
because he
bad.
just did that big jump spot.
Yeah, unless he was writhing in pain while he was doing it, which kudos to him being a man of men. But anyway, like coming to the nostalgia pop, blah 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 of the Royal Rumble there. Yeah, damn right.
Damn
Yeah.
right.
But creating those moments was within the Royal Rumble. I'll just go with that to keep it broad spectrum, so I'm not wasting time. But it was amazing to see those storylines go through. Thank you. It was amazing to see those storylines go through. It was amazing to see Pat McAfee back because it's like without that level of commentary, without that kind of character, you have who was it, Corey Graves, which is he's cool.
Corey
He's
Graves.
cool.
I actually like Corey Graves, and someone made a great
He's cool.
comment to me last night while we were watching it, and they said that Corey Graves is the best heel commentator because they hate him. They said, and not that I hate him personally, I just hate him on the commentary because he's so damn good.
He's really good at being that new heel, like that kind of like not replacing Jerry King Lawler, but following in his footsteps. It's like you love him, but you hate him at the same time.
Because he was that guy who was on there. He did the he wrestled. He was a heel. He was a face. He did all of it. So it's good to see that wrestler give that feedback.
Yeah,
and still be like hella biased on certain wrestlers.
Yeah, so you have that chaos, but then you have Michael Cole, who is kind of like the JR of the he keeps everything in check. He's like, this is the direction that we're going. This is like if it goes too far, he brings them back in, and he had to do that for Corey Graves and Pat McAfee. Which he almost broke his neck when he came in. He was trying to jump up and down on the computer chair.
Facts.
And the guy, one of the crew had to hold the chair. Like, what is wrong with this guy?
That was the real MVP of the whole show. Was that guy right there?
It's like you saved him from injury, and he wasn't even a match.
Vince was literally like this the whole show. Like, what the hell's going on over there?
Yeah, where's the team that I put together? We fired everyone.
Fired them. Gone.
We don't even want your scent anymore. Not
um
good. What about you, man?
So I'm gonna actually jump over to the women's one. So the men's one obviously was a banger. I loved every minute of it.
Mhm.
Cody winning it was the stuff was like
Congratulations to Cody Rhodes there.
yes, 100%. But let's go over to the women's one where we saw Rhea Ripley just go bananas in this
Yeah.
show.
She showed off her strength. She showed off her agility. She showed off her character. She
100. Sorry, not to cut you off,
no,
but to this
we always
comment
cut
really
each
quick.
other off. It's all good.
No, I didn't want to cut you off too much, but there's this comment right here. Yes, it was built for Cody to win this, but
Yes.
Gunther did his thing. If you just jumped on, we did give him a little bit of credit early on. Gunther broke a record. He really crushed it that night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So sorry.
very good point. No, you're good. You're good. Rhea Ripley, it's so easy for her to embody the character that she is because it seems that at some point Triple H and creative said, "Just be you," and she said, "Okay."
Say less. Hold my beer.
Yeah, I'll let you see. Like, I'm gonna, I wouldn't be surprised if most of the angles and most of the creative within the Judgment Day are her ideas. I wouldn't be
100%.
surprised because it just
Actually, take that
screams
back a little bit.
her. It screams her, and obviously it's collective.
Yeah.
But I feel like she just has such a mindset. It comes so naturally for her that it's like it is that is her character, Rhea Ripley. That it like that, S&M chains and whips
And Dum Dum.
and Dom Dom. Yes, and Dom Dom. Ex-con Dom.
Ex-con Dom.
Ex-con Dom. Banger Bros.
I know this is gonna be the most unpopular opinion, but I actually do enjoy watching the Judgment Day because of, and not so much for ex-con Dom, but even though he's kind of owned that character really well, I do like the fact that Finn Balor coming up as Cholo Balor is so white appropriation to this, and it's so amazing that I love it. I could watch him in his whole character every day of the week.
It's too damn funny, and I love who like Dominic has become as well because he became like a kid. And he's with his dad, and everything's cool, hunky dory. He's nice to turning on his family, and he's just trying to find his footing. And like the right pieces to the puzzle of the storyline have made him who he is right now. Which he's still like this. He's playing like this punky character, just like he can't do shit without Finn Balor or Damian Priest or Mommy helping him
Why
out and
does Dom
saving his
feel like
ass.
what we went through in high school, right? When when you're hitting that near adult age and you're getting ready to just do all the shit that you never got, your dad would say, you're not doing this shit.
Yeah.
And now Dom is doing it. He has the crazy girlfriend that's put him in jail now. He's like, Mommy, get me out. Bail me out, Mommy. And he's doing all this shit that you used to do, and like right after, like just at the end of high school, going into being an adult, where you knew you have a record, so you had to kind of stop it. He's doing all that shit.
It's like I gotta get accepted to college, but I'm just having so much fun.
But women are amazing. Like
Mommy is amazing. But it's funny as hell because like congratulations to her because she was so innovative. She showed off her strength like hell.
Yeah.
That it's just I don't think it could have gone any better to anyone different. The only person that I would have given it to would either be Asuka, who's already won it, but they screwed her over because I think that year it was Asuka and Shinsuke Nakamura that both won it.
Yep.
And they screwed both of them over because Vince. So it would have been good to see Asuka win it under the creative of Triple H. But she's back. She has a new gimmick. Well, an old gimmick, but new to the WWE. And it's just gonna I think she's gonna take over. She's more agile. She lost a little bit of weight there. She's gonna be a lot more agile. I think
That evil clown gimmick that she came up. Oh my god.
And the way they presented it, and then the way that the crowd reacted to it, you can tell that this is a different type of fan base. This is a new type of fan base that they're checking and triple checking and remembering stuff from outside in the indies or in New Japan Wrestling and ROA. Like you got to be a fan in order to figure out what the hell that face paint's all about.
and she lost weight. She looked amazing, like
She's
weight
in shape.
wise.
She's in great shape.
She was in great shape. I love she did the short hair with the
Yeah.
evil clown mask.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I wanted.
It was this is a new Oscar, and I can't wait to see her at WrestleMania. They would drop the ball if they don't put her in a match at WrestleMania.
I think so. I definitely think, and this is just kind of like thinking ahead right now. Cody, me and my brother have talked about this a couple times. So I definitely think that Cody's gonna go after the WWE Championship, not the Undisputed Championship.
Because the storyline is all about his dad not winning. So why go for a
Exactly.
championship that your dad never had anything to do with?
I don't want the
It wouldn't make
Undisputed.
any
I
sense.
want the WWE, the one that eluded the family. 100% he's gonna go for that. And I think Gunther goes for the Undisputed, or
What?
I just spitballing.
Okay.
Or I think and I'm kind of still torn on it. Sami Zayn goes for the Undisputed. Just throwing that out there. Wouldn't be shocked to see that happen. Sami Zayn was an NXT champion. And he should have been in line to win the WWE champion, but Vince hated his body. He didn't think he was that big guy to hold the title. So that's what happened on that. On the women's side of it, and just especially because I just saw this comment here, I think there will be this is going to SmackDown Women's for the elimination. Yeah, I definitely think that's gonna happen. Think women's championship changing hands at the Elimination Chamber, and that will set up its own storyline. And I definitely think Asuka could win the Elimination Chamber and get that title. Just throwing out there. If you're gonna make Asuka a champion or put her back in the main event roster, let's get her away from the Raw title. So she's been I think she's held the Raw title a couple times. Let's put her now in the SmackDown. Or my only other flip side of it is that you're pushing Alexa Bliss back to the main title run again. You bring it to SmackDown with Wyatt and Uncle Howdy, and she goes after the women's SmackDown against Charlotte.
Okay. I think,
and then you have a banger of a match with Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's definitely has to be it. That's Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. That's agility, that's strength, that they know how to ping off each other because they work together in NXT.
Yeah,
and that would be a good moment, especially if they headline WrestleMania on night 1 or night 2, whatever. As that is where NXT had been to where NXT has become, because you could tell me 1,000 times, yeah, I'm partly a mark, partly a casual fan, but the roster and the way that creative is going nowadays is
black and gold.
It's black and gold. The main roster is NXT black and gold, and the feel of it is NXT black and gold.
Hell, even KO went back to his old NXT gear, music, Tron.
Yeah. And it was like, this is perfect. This is perfect wrestling. And then you have the developmental with it down there is NXT. It's white and gold or whatever.
I think now it's white and gold because that's Sean's revamp of it.
Revamp, yeah. So it's perfect to see. I got a little glare on, but it's perfect to see where
you shining, baby. That's why.
That's my aura. That's something. But yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool to see, a Royal Rumble go so well. But to piggyback off of what you were saying when it comes to the women's titles, definitely Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. That's perfect. I think Elimination Chamber, if we're going to go SmackDown in the Elimination Chamber, to go off the comment that we had there on the screen there, it's Asuka to win it, Asuka versus Charlotte. I don't have confidence in Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte because Charlotte's not.
I do, because if they're going with this Uncle Howdy and her being backed by it, that's the only reason I say yes.
Okay. I would think that the Uncle Howdy and the storyline to it has to do a lot of heavy lifting because Charlotte's not going to play. She not to be corny, but she's not going to play the game. Charlotte's out.
I think she will. I
to
think she will
drop it
because
for
she's
that.
already has so many championships, so she knows if she's gonna drop it, she's probably gonna end up getting it back eventually in the long run, or go over to Raw and win the title over there. So I don't see it. I don't see that too long that she won't have a title.
So I think, let's see. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going for. You know, under a new regime, under the new creative, giving them creative control of the match, I think that Charlotte would be more comfortable dropping the belt to Asuka because she's more of a competitive soul in that, and not shitting on Alexa Bliss. I'm a huge Alexa Bliss fan, but when you put Alexa Bliss versus Asuka, Asuka wins. If you put Charlotte versus Asuka, Asuka's more athletic. She's more knowledgeable. She's a better champion.
More seasoned. She's been wrestling for years.
Been wrestling for a damn long time, and you're not gonna invest all this time and money into showing that she's a new gimmick without giving her praise and due. Like, yeah, Charlotte came back. She has a new song. She has new gear. Her face looks different, and it's like, okay, but I'm sorry.
She looked like a whole nother person. I was like, is this? Are we in Illuminati bullshit going on now?
She looks like a completely different person. It's like when Roman Reigns got his teeth fixed, and you're like,
yeah, wholeheartedly, his jawline looked good. I was like,
huh? But imagine Roman Reigns without his new grill, trying to be tribal chief. I can't take him seriously. He needs it. It makes the character the way he is. He's clean.
Yeah.
He's untouchable. He's
god. Perfect.
It's perfect. You know, and he's putting a lot of time in the gym, as you can see. But he's not chasing that six pack because he loves fried rice.
He likes white rice. He's Samoan, man. Come on.
He loves white rice. White rice and kimchi, was it?
Kimchi. White rice, kimchi, some lapchung. I'm into it now, man. I know Hawaiian and Samoan foods. They're about the same.
You're in the deep end, man. You're in the deep end. We're going to Hawaii and New Zealand next year.
Oh yeah, I don't know about New Zealand. That's too close to Australia. I'm not going to New Zealand. It's too close to Australia, and it's too close to those big ass bugs. I don't like it. I don't like it. I've seen the spiders on that side. Those shits are as big as me. They have a social security. They have They have children.
I don't have social security. People got insects as pets.
Listen, when I heard Rhea is from that side of the world, I said, God bless your soul. No wonder you're so damn strong.
Yeah, you have to be. That's why she does that stomp at the beginning of her.
She's so used to just stomping bugs the same way.
That's the way you have to do it. You have to be that strong with that much velocity to kill any bug and down under. That's hilarious. After we're off of this, we got to talk. I want to see if we could do a family trip to Hawaii.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Anyway. But actually, I want to piggyback off the topic about Uncle Howdy and Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the pitch black match.
You want to go first, or we'll go first?
Let me go first. I feel like we're gonna have another rambling Robbie session on this one. But
yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna start off when I first saw him coming out with just the black because you couldn't see the black light yet.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, why is he wearing eyeliner? What is going on with Bray with this new character? But I love it. But I was just kind of confused. And then this happened.
Yeah.
And I think I was wet. I think I was just soaking wet in my pants because holy shit, did that take a whole nother turn that I did not expect? Because then I kind of saw the grills. I'm like, why is he wearing grills? Like, he doesn't wrestle with grills. And I thought he was wearing like a mouthpiece to protect his teeth. And then I saw the upside down move and I went,
oh my God.
I was soaked.
Oh, awesome. It was so awesome. Keep going.
And the match itself was really good. It was, I mean, we even had the Mountain Dew Pitch Black in our hands while we watched the match. I didn't drink it because I don't drink soda like that. But we did have the Mountain Dew Pitch Black.
That was straight Chris. I know.
It had I don't even know. I got home and I saw those cases here. There was like at least 2 cases here.
100%. I got cases of like the what do you call it? Gatorade, the Gatorade protein because it was on sale. Got Amazon Pitch Black month.
I can't assume because he got here a little bit after me, so I don't know, but could have been. That's all I know. It could have been.
He ordered it on his phone.
But that match was great. It was quick at first because I was like, damn, like that was hella quick. But then to see this,
Yeah.
This moment stole it from me. I was like, "Yep,
It's
easily."
so
Outside of the Rumble, was one of the
yeah.
better matches of the night.
Yeah. And then all the buzzers and everything on top, and they're just like looking and swaying back and forth, and
Oh,
you're
yeah,
like,
they were doing the
what is
oh,
going on? Like, to me, this is what creative control looks like. And it's
this is
beautiful.
a good creative control.
Even my wife, well, my dad, I remember he invited us yesterday, so thank you for the invite. And shout out to Monty and Rory because they invited us over. We couldn't make it, but my father-in-law was over here by us, and we were watching the Royal Rumble because he drives with Monty, comes over here, blah blah. And Angie was watching it with us, right? So she doesn't know who Bray Wyatt is. She doesn't know who LA Knight is. So I'm kind of filling her in, and she's like, what is going on? Who is that guy? Why is he holding a lantern? This, that, you ask 100 questions. And I'm like, that's fine. It's like seeing a kid, not to disrespect my wife, but it's like seeing a kid experience wrestling for the first time. And it's just like, whoa, like you want to keep that energy high because you don't want to be like, damn, why you ask so many questions and then they fall away from it.
Yeah,
And then you don't get to share the beauty that is wrestling right now. And what Bray Wyatt and LA Knight did was it wasn't a match. It was art.
it
In
was
my opinion,
100% art.
art. Like this is what creative control is. We don't care about the match. LA Knight's not going to beat Bray Wyatt. It's been built up since what, October? And,
Yeah,
like,
since he
yeah,
came back like right around Halloween.
yeah, and we've been doing all these segments and just slow building, and it paid off with not a good match because it was a solid match, but I wouldn't say it was match of the night or anything. But when you think about creative control and all of the creativity that went into this match, from the black light, what's a pitch black? Like, why is it sponsored by Mountain Dew? Like, it was kind of silly for me at first, and then they showed us exactly what a pitch black match is and what the feel of it is, what the idea behind it is. Because I thought they were just going to turn off the lights and everybody has their cell phones on.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, so we're gonna wrestle in the dark. This is gonna be hard to see. So no,
yeah. I thought they were just gonna do like spotlight moments, and that's why he was
yeah,
gonna come out with like wearing the Fiend mask and
yeah,
doing like different characters.
right,
That's what I thought the pitch black match was gonna look like.
right. And it shows you that this new creative control and this new creative direction doesn't even need the Fiend because he has so many ideas in his head that the Fiend is gonna be for special occasions kind of thing, if needed.
Yeah.
You know, so you have like the face makeup and like all around the ring and all around the arena. You had like the moth kind of thing. Look at that. That's beautiful. And that's just the end of the match.
Yeah.
And you're seeing this and like different angles had different ways that the light hit his makeup. And
Because
then
I
it
think
was
he
just
even had it on some parts of his
it
arms
was on his
too.
arms, it was on his pants, it was all over the walls of the arena. Like you had like those
Oh,
moth
that moment where
symbols.
he like was throwing things out. It was like the neon paint.
Yes, when they crashed through the table and like this neon, it almost looked like flies, and it just like went everywhere, and you're like, what is that? You find out it's confetti later, but it's like, whoa,
Neon
what the
convert. No,
hell is that?
actually, it was paint
Yeah,
because if you
it's
look
paint.
at, I think after that match, they
It was
had
all over the arena
it
after.
was all over the arena after for a while, and then I think it was Bliss, the
Hmm.
Bliss match. I think she went through she went through the table, she went by the table, and I remember seeing it on the floor right where the commentators was still on the floor. They didn't clean it up, and it
Yeah,
was like paint.
they just left it. They were just like, we'll clean this shit
We'll get it later.
up. But I think it was perfectly executed. And then the segment afterwards, where he's like beating him through the ring, and he takes him to that stage area, and then Uncle Howdy jumps off of the scaffolding there and
Mm-hmm.
lands. You don't have a reveal of who Howdy was, but you have an idea of what Howdy can do now because
Yeah.
Howdy's wrestling.
That
So
was a
it's like
wrestling move.
that
He's
was
done
a
the Sister
wrestling move.
Abigail, and then he just did that dive bomb,
Yeah.
which kind of looked like the signature Wyatt bump that he does.
Oh, okay.
You know, when he runs and does the back bump.
Oh, really?
It looked like that he just turned midair and just hit the bump.
Ah,
So I think
Bo Dallas.
still it's Bo, because Bo
I think
does
it's
that same move every so often. He's
Yeah.
just not as big as Bray, so it doesn't like hurt as
And,
much, but it does when from that height, it changes the game.
and remember, ever since he was in the B team to now, he's probably lost a lot of weight and he's probably chiseled up too because Bray has lost a lot of weight and chiseled up, and they were working out at the same time. They
Yeah.
were working out together, and there's been talks that for a lot of episodes of I think it's of SmackDown and even Raw, Bo Dallas is backstage chilling. So it's just
Hey.
like, oh, is he just here? Because there's been situations where it was like, oh yeah, Batista was in the back, and he was chilling with everybody or something. And it's just like, oh, okay, just visiting family. They were in his
Yeah, some of
hometown.
the AEW guys,
Yeah,
they'll go over and hang out because they're either friends or their spouse is still with WWE.
exactly. And it's just like, okay, I'm in town. WWE's in town. Go backstage and chill. That's fine. But
But
for them to say it like, oh, Bo Dallas is backstage. Ooh, I thought that LA Knight was gonna become one of the buzzers.
I think so. There was rumors that when the buzzards were kind of how they were showcasing them,
Yes.
that LA Knight was a rumor that he was gonna join the Wyatt Six.
Right.
I still think that this match
Hmm.
bleeds into where LA Knight stays his character but pledges loyalty to the Wyatt Six, where the Uncle Howdy move pushes him into being one of the buzzards, one of the Firefly Funhouse.
Right. So you got
And he may
and
fit
Alexa
into
talking
being the rambling rabbit, because think about it, he rambles, he talks shit, he does all the shit talking. It works.
Yeah.
So he could fit in as
Oh,
as his rabbit.
Yeah.
And then Alexa Bliss falling suit with her being the Sister Abigail
Yes.
again, and then you just got two other
Three more.
characters that will fall in place.
Three more. Because it'll be Bray, him, and Alexa. So Wyatt 6, 1, 2, and oh wait, Howdy. So
Earth is the
yeah.
planet we live on. It is the first planet from the
Give me
sun.
one second.
It is the
It's
only
okay.
planet known to
Hey,
have
Alexa.
life.
Off. Talk sorry Alexa Bliss and friggin' Alexa.
We got a special guest from Alexa. So I'll be careful of you saying that too much. But we'll just say Bliss from here on.
We edit.
We edit.
Editing is so crucial. Yeah, man. Like I think the match was amazing. Creative wise, it was beautiful. It was beautiful to see. It was beautiful to see what Bray Wyatt came back with and what his mindset was and how locked in a box he was when it came to Vince McMahon. And it's just like, just let this man be. He is an artist.
I think one thing with Vince is that he got spurned with a lot of old characters that he gave too much freedom to, and then they just bounce and do what they want. So I think he was very scared of letting it go. I think Triple H taking over has given that, like, okay, we'll let you run with it. We will pull back if need to, but do what you got to do. We'll support whatever you need to that extent, So I think it's worked out.
Yeah, we haven't even seen or heard anything about the Fiend in months, and I do not care.
Yeah, like it's good. I think this character fits more
of fresh air.
Yeah, I think this character fits more where, like, even with the black light, him kind of looking like the Fiend with the paint worked so perfectly well with it. So I think I definitely love what they did with this pitch black match. I felt like match of the night, not because of how the match really was. I think the storyline bled in perfectly well. And it bled into the women's match, where Alexa Bliss, even though she lost, at the end of the match, you see Uncle Howdy, you see the Wyatt Six logo again, you see all the stuff. You saw her as the dread her alter ego on the Tron. You saw the doll. So just kind of like, whoa, like this.
I like the direction that they were going with, because I didn't think that they were going to give the title to Alexa. I thought that they were going to have a really good match, but keep it on Bianca until WrestleMania, or even further than that, because she's a damn good champion.
Yeah, but I think she's held it. I think she's held it long. I think she's getting close to breaking a couple of women's records.
Yeah.
So they may pull it off for her pretty soon. Not because they don't want her to break the record, but I think I think the fans respond better to her when she's chasing the title than sometimes when
Okay.
she's with it. So they may pull her off just
Mhm,
to kind of give her that chase again eventually.
mhm.
And plus it'll set up a good side story for her to keep going up against Alexa,
Right.
or sorry, Bliss,
Yeah.
or going off of or even giving her another side story to work with the Prophets. So it's hard to say
Oh.
what they'll do.
Yeah.
But I don't think she stays with the title after Mania. I think Mania, she definitely loses it, whether it goes to Rhea or it goes um to Alexa or whoever they
Mhm.
decide to flip flop it. Because I also had another idea, because they may, whoever Rhea picks, it may still be they may give just dues to the wrestler who lost to Charlotte. So I
Yes.
think Rhea may get her revenge and face Charlotte and beat her.
Mhm.
Kind of getting her revenge from losing the NXT title to Charlotte.
Yeah.
I also think
And losing her WrestleMania moment to Charlotte as well. You remember during the pandemic, they put her on,
yes.
and it was just like, this is perfect. Give her her moment, and they just Vince being
Yeah.
Vince. He was just like, no, why?
Because she wasn't super
Just
pretty,
Charlotte.
because she wasn't, this
No,
makeup is too much.
he
Whatever.
doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't want. He wants a certain criteria. It's like, no, we're past that, bro. You're so obsolete, man. I love what
Yeah.
you've done for the WWE and where it is because of what you've done. But about 10 years ago, you became obsolete, and finally you're not. So, bye. Oh, what's up?
No, this is, I've been posting his El Sombra Regio. He's been doing a lot of good comments here.
Mhm.
So this is just a comment he had been posting just a second ago. And yeah, what he says is 100% correct.
Yeah, you give them fresh storylines, and you give with the same characters that have been building up, but you give them fresh storylines that captivate the new audience and bring in new fans, man. Because it's
Yeah.
it's beautiful. Man. All right, all right.
All right. And let's get to the main event of
You
the
got
show.
you got to go first because I got so much to say.
Ooh
Who the
wee.
Woods, baby? Who the
Because
Woods?
this match was, I mean, wow. First off, KO, shout out to KO for showing how well he can work. That
Yeah,
man is a workhorse.
yeah,
He definitely he put it all on the line in last night's match.
yeah.
Um, and I think they did a great job in the storytelling leading into this match, and whatever they do going forward lead with this. I definitely feel like it's gonna be just a great storyline. This has been what I've heard as storyline of the year on multiple stories I read this morning alone,
Hmm,
on Twitter, on Instagram. Everybody's saying this is storyline of the year,
hmm.
because this right here between the Bloodline,
Wow.
Sami Zayn, and KO, wow.
Jay, and it's just everyone is mad and happy and confused and feels
They don't know what to
betrayed
feel like.
all at
I
this.
am
Oh my god! And they're putting movie level quality acting into this. It's
into
like,
this. It's very
and
Uzi, in the words
but
of Sami Zayn.
we all need shirts. The Brotherhood needs
so
new t-shirts.
So let's start off with, I'm gonna start off with the match. The match
Yes.
is again banger of a match. KO did his thing. Roman worked his ass off in this match. It was really, really well told in that storyline fighting. That storyline, that story feel, how
Mm,
every blow felt like it was leading up to the next
yeah,
part of the fight. It was
yeah,
magical.
yeah.
Now go on to the aftermath of it. After obviously Roman wins, to keep his title reign going. He's going on 900 days as champion now.
I want to see him do
Um,
a
I think he's
1,000
already
days
took CM
champion.
Punk off the top 5.
I think that's what
I
they wanted to
think
do.
this was
Wait,
100%
wait,
what they
wait,
want to
wait,
do.
what's his name?
I don't see him breaking any of the other
He would have to be
reigns.
champion, like Bruno Sammartino. What, he champion for like 3 years or so? He would have to.
8 years. I don't know. He was
Yeah,
there for like a whole like
it
generation
yeah, but that's
and
because
a
he wrestled
half.
like once every 2 years.
Facts.
Like,
But I definitely think seeing what Roman did in that match was great. But then the storyline after the fact. So spoiler alert for anybody who didn't stay for the rest of this. Okay.
mm,
Um, but KO had the dog in him. And after the dog was in him, they beat the living dog shit out of him.
Yeah.
And they handcuffed him to the ropes
Yeah.
and just super kick barrage. They had the Bucks. They put the Bucks to shame how much they did the super kick party.
It's like
Because
super
they were
kick,
just,
this is a super kick bonanza.
oh my God, this was just like, surprise, motherfucker. It was another super kick. This is like, guess what's next? Here's another one.
Boom.
And just kept hitting him. Then they give Roman the chair, and it looked like he was gonna hit him, and you could see the buildup of Sammy, like, okay, this is too much. Like, we get it. You beat him. It's over. And then Roman goes, here, I want you to do it. And when the tribal chief says do it, you do it. And then there was that brief second when he goes in front of KO and yelling at him, he's my family. This is what we do. And all this extra stuff to it. And Sammy held the chair for a brief second. And it was like that weird angle where it looked like he was going to hit him there. And we're like, oh, okay. He didn't do it. Okay. And then he kept talking. And everybody, the Usos turned their back.
Yeah.
And this is my brother kept pinpointing is, look, Solo and the Usos are not looking. That's interesting. And then he did it again. He gets in front of them, and then Sami Zayn pulls the Judas and hits him.
Literally stabbed in the back.
Literally. And look, the face said it all.
Yes.
Look at his face right here.
No.
It's that I'm surprised you did this. How could you betray me? Oh my God, does Wayne Brady got a choco bitch? All in the same face. He hit what was the literal Judas effect.
Yeah. That was man. The emotional roller coaster that this match went through. I think just the storyline itself, the match was good. The match was really, really good. We got the best of KO, which is saying something because I feel like he could go like so far more. But we also for such a long time we haven't seen Roman Reigns actually wrestle.
Yeah,
he's always been in the wrestling ring. He'll be there just as like he had tag match with Sami Zayn, but Sami Zayn was doing most of the work.
Yeah,
but we saw how much Roman Reigns has grown from his days in the Shield and FCW, and even his singles runs with when he was facing every weekend. It seemed like he was facing Brock Lesnar, but
100%.
Like you see how much he's grown intellectually as a wrestler, as a ring. Not to take it from Gunther, but as a ring general. Like he knows wrestling. He knows that he didn't break sweat until he started getting pissed off. And then you're like, wow, this is good wrestling. This is he's controlling the match, but he doesn't have to do too much because Kevin Owens knows what he's doing. He had a botch there where he was trying to do it was like he jumped off the ropes to the top rope and do a backflip, and he missed. But then they reconfigured and they were like, okay, let's do something else. But it didn't. He felt it and he was like, oh, okay, well, accidents happen, but they quickly bounced back from it.
Yo, I thought he killed him on that moment, though. I'm not gonna lie, because he landed on Roman's head.
On Roman. Yeah, on Roman. He landed on him, and I was like, oh, the hell? Like, oh crap, that was bad. But the storyline, I knew that Roman Reigns is going to win. It'll be really weird if they had Kevin Owens win, because because then now you have Kevin Owens versus Cody, and it's not as big. You have a short amount of time to build that story, and it's like it's so much easier.
That story wouldn't have been so hard to build up. Cody won the Royal Rumble. You would have just built up for Mania against him against the title. So I wasn't too worried about that build up.
I think it's more interesting with the bloodline than Roman Reigns, though. Like it
adds more effect to it.
Yeah, and that emotional standpoint, you want to see Roman Reigns lose to Cody Rhodes because it's for his dad, because it's the end of the bloodline's deteriorating. Like, so the whole angle. Yes,
100%.
I feel like this entire storyline is very Shakespearean because it's like it sends you on such emotion to the point you don't even need matches. You just need them to come out and do a trial of Sami Zayn, or just give them mics and let them talk. Let them do a backstage segment where they're just like they're eating popcorn.
You know
It's
what?
like
I think what took
it's just
this
like the little ideas of that. It's just like Sammy is sitting with Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns in the back watching TV of the Usos doing their thing. And then you cut to the match, but you cut back and Sammy has popcorn. And then you come back to the match, and you come back, but now Roman has his own popcorn. And then you go back, and then you come back. Now everybody's eating popcorn. It's just like, how much influence does Sami Zayn have? How much creativity does it take? Just those little changes that show how deep this storyline is, how much emotion this storyline is, but how much influence Sami Zayn has on the Tribal Chief, and how much last night's betrayal hurt because of how much time and effort he's invested
with the
into
Tribal
that.
Chief.
And now you see it's hurting Jay because Jay
Yeah.
doesn't even know what to do.
You beat me to it. I was just about to mention that. I said, do you see the storyline,
Left.
the storytelling of the Jay angle? Jay hated Sami Zayn. He did not. You're not an Uso. You are not Usi. You're not this. He said all this stuff about him
Yeah.
to then back him up on the trial and be like, he's my brother. I'll fight for this man. I'll die for this man. All this stuff. And then see what happened last night. And they beat the dog shit out of Sami Zayn. They beat the dog, ripped the shirt off him and everything.
Yeah, you ain't no ordinary use anymore. No,
And then to see Jay get out of the ring and get the fuck out. He just hightailed it out. He's like, he couldn't do it.
He was so confused and angry, but I think he was happy too. Because remember, that's how Jay started. He was a rebellion against Roman. He tried to fight it.
Yeah.
But that part of the storyline didn't go too well because Jimmy wasn't around at that time. But it made Jay who he was and who he is now. But then he's just like, wow, Sammy had the guts to do it. He had the guts to stand up to the Tribal Chief, even though he knew he was going to get his ass beat. After watching somebody just get his ass beat. Yep. So it's like, and he still did it after being so conflicted. And it's just like, wow, like, where does the storyline go next? And I think, and I want it to go Sami Zayn and KO versus the Usos for the tag championships. And there's a conflict between Jimmy and Jay and the deterioration of the bloodline, but there's also a magnetic pull to becoming a very superior team between Kevin and Zayn. And it's just like it. You have these two people who are just like always at each other's necks, even in NXT, and putting things in this like crazy perspective and betraying each other, but they still got each other's back and this, that, and the other. But then you have the real life friendship between the two of them. But now they're a tag team. But now you had, oh man, it was just beautiful to see. Beautiful to see Kevin Owens take 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10 for the team. 30.
And he took one more. He took one more. As they're all leaving, he took one.
One more.
Oh, damn. So, geez, okay, we get it.
Like, dang, dude, I'm handcuffed. Leave me alone. And even like Solo, like, I want to see what they're doing with Solo because I wonder if Solo is working for the elders and he's just taking tabs because he doesn't talk, he doesn't smile, he just does.
He does the most devastating move in WWE.
The thumb.
The freaking that Samoan spike man is deadly.
He probably files that thumb into literally a spike into
tapes thumb, tape it again, put another piece, and just. But so, and just to piggyback what you're saying, because this comment here it says it all to everything you were just saying. That Jay was the real one. Jay, who didn't care for him, then fell in love with this guy. With this is my brother. And then Jimmy, who was on his side the entire time, turncoat really quick when Roman got screwed on this. So I definitely, this comment here says it all to what this storyline, how well it was told, because Solo even loved Sammy throughout this whole time. And he was siding with him and said, man, he's teaching me a lot. Like this is my dog right here.
he had like it was like a little FaceTime kind of thing, and it was just like, Sammy is hilarious, and my character has to say serious, but it's so hard because a lot of times he's going off of improv, so you don't know what he's gonna say or
You just
do.
have to work.
Like the handshake between him and Jay is hilarious. I love that handshake. I do it, Monty. Like, like when we went to we we went to SmackDown came to Orlando a few weeks ago, to Tampa a few weeks ago, and when the Bloodline came out, that's the only thing we did. You put up the ones, and we were singing it done, and we were having a good time, and they were like, "Man, give me that ooze, man, give me that."
Listen, from
It's
the moment he did the
hilarious.
Uzi, it changed the game. Adding Sami
Yeah,
Zayn to the storyline changed the whole dynamic of what
everything.
this, because I don't think, and this was even adding Sammy was improv. This wasn't
Yeah,
anything that was in the
it wasn't
plans.
supposed to last though.
Yeah, he should have gotten his ass kicked like maybe 6 months ago.
Mm-mm.
But this is it took a life of its own. The fans fell in love with Sammy.
Yeah,
He was heel but face, because every time Sami Zayn came out, he
that
was
was,
getting cheered, and he was
yeah,
Sammy Oos for the longest.
yeah.
Um,
But
so I
it built
definitely,
his career, man. Like they're
it rebuilt the
screaming
whole
Sammy.
character. Because remember, he was
Like,
into this conspiracy gimmick. They
yeah,
had him do all this stuff with like celebrities.
yeah.
He was, I mean, it was just it didn't fit him. It was
And
cool because he ran with it, but it
Roman,
just
like
wasn't him.
during the storyline when they're beating the crap out of like, whoo, they
Dog shit, being
beat
the
the
dog shit,
crap,
my
they
dog.
beat the dog shit out of Kevin. And Kevin is there, and he's like chained up. He has two sets, and he's chained up to the line. And it, it, what Roman was telling Sami Zayn made so much sense to the point that even I was like, yeah, I wouldn't betray him because it makes sense. He was like, I brought you back from where you were.
To the
You are
Isle
my
of
family.
Relevancy.
You're to the Isle of Relevancy because what do you want to do? You want to go back to doing jackass shit? And I was like, oh, like this is real time. Like this is like
Mm-hmm.
he's alluding to things that actually happened. He was like, what were you before the Bloodline? You're an Intercontinental Champion and nobody gave a crap about the title. You were running around backstage or all this conspiracy stuff, dressed up like you were, the president of
Che,
Cuba or some crap.
che Guevara.
Or whatever, and I was just like, what the hell is going on with Sami Zayn? That's why I never liked his character. But the Bloodline, it showed not a character, but just who Sami Zayn is. He's a funny guy. God, he's hilarious. He's just a
Great, and a
wholesome
great
person.
athlete.
Yeah, it shows exactly who he was. So why betray the people who made you who you were?
Why
And it
bite
was
the
like,
hand that's been feeding you?
why bite a hand that has feed you? Literally, he has given you a house, and all you have to do is respect the table. Like, come on,
Don't shit in my
like,
house and eat where you're supposed to be eating.
yes. And then he's like, he made such good time. It was just like, out of your entire career, all Kevin has done is hold you down and hold you back.
Yeah,
And look where
they've
it's
never won a
gotten.
tag title. They never won anything as
Yes.
a cohesive team.
Every time something doesn't go Kevin's way, he turns on Sami Zayn, even if Sami Zayn had nothing to do with it. Like, he
Mm-hmm.
turns on Zayn, he takes his frustrations out on him. In real life, that's a different story that bros down to the end. Like, he doesn't even go to was it Saudi Arabia for their
Yeah,
show. He was like,
out
no,
of
if I'm not,
respect.
yeah, if they don't take my boy, you ain't gonna get me. I don't care if I'm in the storyline of the century. I ain't going. So that, and a lot of people backstage do that. They're like, they're friends with Sammy. I'm like, I ain't doing that shit. Crazy. So
Yeah,
no, it's just like there's so much layers and layers and layers to this story, and I'm so conflicted in myself because I love the way that the storyline was going with Sami Zayn, but I know that it's time to pull the trigger on. But pull the trigger for it to be flipped, and now we still have a storyline going, but it's in the opposite direction. It's what Sami Zayn is going to do after, and his conflict between him and the Bloodline. He has such a good chemistry with and relationship with Jay, so he probably doesn't want to leave the Bloodline or betray Jay. But he sees the conflict that Jay was having with Roman, but he
mm-hmm.
didn't want to do whatever Roman. Roman was taking it too far, and it's just like all this, the layers and layers and layers. So he's stuck in the middle of being with his family or his best friend.
Yep.
He has. You think last night he chose? He didn't. He didn't choose just yet. I feel he acted out of the rage,
Anger, out
and
of
anger,
the fear.
and the confusion of what was going on last night. Because if it wasn't a beatdown, he wouldn't have pulled the trigger. But since they
Yeah.
were taking it too far, he was like, "Look, I might hate him, he might this and the other, but he was still my best friend, and I still
Shout
feel
out
that
to Paul
feeling."
Heyman for having 2 handcuffs. This was the most
Bro,
kinkiest moment in my life. He said,
he's
I
like,
always have an extra for you, my tribal chief. Why do you have extra handcuffs for your tribal chief?
when my tribal chief asks for handcuffs, I always have handcuffs.
Had
Like,
they been fuzzy handcuffs,
what
I
are
would have lost
y'all
my damn
doing?
mind. Had he had pulled out some pink, fluffy handcuffs, I would have
Pink
walked
fucking
out.
handcuffs. And then Robert just look at him like, "The hell you into?"
What is wrong with you?
But it's such storyline of the year. I think this is the best storyline
Of the
since
decade?
Randy of the decade of the 2000s, bro.
Yeah,
Of the
I could see that.
2000s. Simple. You can like I've seen good storyline. The Rock versus Austin. It took like 3 or 4 WrestleManias to tell that story, and it was great. And that's just legends being legends. They're just pinging off each other. But a storyline of this emotional character, not just 2 people hating each other and they want to get at each other, but imagine if The Rock versus
Is the
Austin.
betrayal.
Yes, it's the layers upon layers of betrayal and confusion, the hatred, the happiness, this, the that.
It's like watching a whole Star Wars
It's
saga going on.
so
It's like the I'm
confusing.
with you, I'm not with you. Yes, I am with you.
Yeah.
I'm not with you, and I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I love you. I love you.
It is the perfect. It's like a toxic high school relationship. I love you, but I hate you. I want to let you go, but I can't. And it's
It's a
like
toxic
all
relationship just in its own.
like all of these things that Roman has gone through, and it's just like raising Sami Zayn to who he was, to then be jealous of his creation. It's so confusing, but it's so good and it makes sense. And it's like, to me, I don't think this has a storyline quite. I think this surpasses the storyline, but it's on the same caliber of when Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage were fighting over Elizabeth.
Yeah, it's almost.
That emotional pull. We're a tag team. We got to work together. But what's going on in my life? No, nothing's going on in my life. This and the other. I'm saving her. Da, da, da. And then it finally explodes. And last night we saw that explosion. But I don't think it's going to explode and just end up being a match between the 2 of them and a hatred match. It exploded, but it's so much more to tell. We can go for the rest of 2023 until WrestleMania in 2024, and then end this storyline. There's so
100%.
much. There's so much you could tell, man. Because he
So
incorporated the elders.
and this is where I think this is where the elders are going to play a huge factor in this. So to this comment that I just put on the screen here, yes, but no. It definitely has to conclude at Mania in some way to jump into the next part of the storyline for the bloodline. I definitely think, like we said, Cody's gonna go after the WWE title and separate the unification. Now, this is another storyline, another angle I've thought of, because there was rumors that The Rock would come in and play the elder role.
Okay.
So this is where I think this is with Jay leaving, kind of put more of that chain rolling. I think Cody creates the Nightmare Family in WWE. The Nightmare Family is gonna have KO and Sami Zayn, and they go after the tag team titles. Okay. Cody goes after the WWE titles. On the flip end of it, now Roman has to deal with Cody and Sami and KO again. This is where The Rock comes into play. The Rock, who is an actual chief in the Samoan Isles.
Really? I did not know that.
He is. That's why he has the tattoo the way he has it. He's a chief. So this is where you play this role. The elder, The Rock, the man who created the table, the man who's put food on the table that you think you're head of, comes in.
The man
because Jey Uso turncoat and brought in the elders to get involved.
He saw that things are too conflicted and things are going too crazy, so let's call the elders to fix it.
Jay, who now installs the deceit now in the family and loses the tag team titles to KO and Sami Zayn on purpose to teach them a lesson.
Huh.
Because you could do the Freebird rule and you could have Solo defend it with Jimmy at Mania on night 1, and Jay fuck that shit up, super kick Solo to lose the match. Just spitballing ideas right here.
I think
Then The Rock beats Roman at Mania night
for the
2
blue title.
for the Universal title.
That's a blue one. Yeah.
That's the blue one, yeah.
Okay. I'm so
Just
lost.
spitballing ideas, but that could set
No,
up a
that's
huge.
good. I think night 1, Roman versus Cody for the Universal title or WWE title, right? The black.
WWE title is the one that Cody more than likely will be going for.
Okay.
Speculation.
So for the WWE title, Jay causes Roman to lose it, and that furthers the deterioration. And then this whole his mind's not in the same in the place that it's supposed to be.
Mhm.
Night 2, you have the tag team title match, and Solo Sikoa comes out by way of Roman telling him to go get Jay, and they lose the tag team titles that one. And it's just this complete deterioration, and now Jimmy's in on it because he's like, "What the hell? I just lost my title." But now, oh man, complete. And then this would eventually lead that Roman could go part-time and leave and go rest.
Well, he's already doing part-time, but this may just segue him to finally get off screen and then just roll into movies like I think he wants to do anyways.
Yeah.
So this would be amazing. I think this combination, if this storyline goes this way, what I just now pitched, that will said, I mean, AEW will have their money's worth to fight ratings.
AEW can't touch that. The one single storyline now is taking away time from AEW.
And imagine you can split this storyline now into 4 different angles. 4 freaking angles where it bleeds into the tag team matches, it bleeds into the WWE title, bleeds into the Universal title, and you can just do a just cause match because of Roman versus The Rock.
Yeah, it doesn't even need titles. Roman versus
this
The Rock,
this is where you've now taken Roman Reigns' title run into a whole nother atmosphere. This is, I mean,
it's God.
Wow, I need a cigarette after all this.
Yeah, this is literal God mode.
This is literal.
This is long-term booking.
At its finest.
Take notes, because when you invest into things that you would normally not invest, you will see the fruits of your labor, and this is what he was missing.
I think this if this was still in creative 6 months ago, this would have died.
Yeah,
6 months ago, Reigns would have lost the title, or they would have just taken Sammy off TV.
Yeah. Like, oh, it's comedy. Okay, fine, but he could do that with the 24/7 championship. Like, or angles.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
The funny thing is that I don't see them doing anything with Solo Sikoa with championship. I thought they would put a championship on him already, but you kind of don't.
Yeah, I thought he would have at least gotten IC, or because then you could have done they all were draped in gold angle. But I'm kind of glad because I think like I said, this leads into a better angle with him going into being a Freebird rule and owning up the tag team titles.
Okay. Yeah. I could see that.
Because then this will help him lose the title, which will then cause more dissent, which will break up the bloodline families all over again. And then Jay finds Jimmy and says, "Listen, bro, you still my brother, you still my Uso, you still my day one.
Yeah,
let's just run it back. No more of this bloodline shit, just me and you." You can still find ways to bring them back together. It wouldn't be too long.
Because that's a storyline on its own. You could build that up for 6 months.
100%. You literally have so much
connecting of the Uso brothers.
Yeah, this has so much angles of how you can reconnect everything and pull it
And
all together,
you can
and
you
literally
can
have so much
pull
content for the
yeah
next 2
yeah.
years easily.
Yeah. Like, and you can even on a whim, you can have Solo Sikoa go and beat the hell out of Austin Theory.
100%.
Yeah, and just get that. Yeah, because who's going after Austin Theory right now? Who? Bobby? Bobby's
Bobby keeps
preoccupied
going.
with Brock Lesnar,
I'm going after Austin, and I keep having to deal with Brock Lesnar's ass.
which is so much bigger. Like,
Was it me, or did anybody else feel like they wanted to see Gunther chop the living shit out of Brock so hard that little stupid ponytail gets fallen, like just taken off?
I like it.
I
I
hate
like
it.
the I like the Brock bun.
I hate this
I
Brock
like the Brock bun.
ponytail. Get rid of it.
I like that. You know why? Because it shows outside of wrestling, it shows how great of a dad he is. Because his little girls is the ones that put him to it. They're like, oh, you can't grow your hair and do a man bun. He's like, all right, cool, fine.
Watch me. Hold my beer.
Yeah. I'll
Hold
grow
my
a beard too.
axe.
I'm gonna grow a beard. I'm gonna rip all the sleeves off my shirts, and I'm gonna get a man bun, and I'm still gonna be the greatest of all time when it comes to WWE wrestling, because he's even bigger than when he came back bigger, which I didn't
Yeah.
think was. He's gonna fly away. What is with his Cobra wigs?
I have
Like,
no idea.
those lats, man, and like his shoulder, he's gonna fly away soon.
This
Man.
man's gonna get stuck
Huge.
indoors. Just I can't get out of the entrance.
That's where he needed- that's where he
And
needed
he's
to
like, I
build
can't
his
get out
own-
there, guys.
He can't just buy any old house. He needed to build his own compound because of the doorways.
That was just because he's redneck. Let's get that 100% clear. It's just
He
because
built
he
it
wanted
himself.
to. He built it just because he was bored. 100% why.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Brock Lesnar is the goat. I would love to live the life of Brock Lesnar for like a year. He doesn't do any of that, like online. He has a flip phone. He doesn't do any of that shit.
Just a real quick, this comment here is, yeah. I can see that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That sets up even a further angle that we're not even thinking of.
Wow.
So much for this storyline, man. So, listen, guys, we've had fun talking about this. This is yes, we need cigarettes after everything we just went through. So first off, guys, please like and subscribe to the channel. Just as if you guys loved everything that we guys talked about, drop some comments at the bottom. Also, give us your take on what you thought about the Royal Rumble. Also, if you guys have anything else you want us to go and talk about, we love to see the comments. We love to see what you guys say on Instagram and Twitter with us. So again, guys, follow us on the channel. Robbie, you have anything else for the peeps?
No, I mean, shout out to El Zambra. He's just chiming in and giving us the comments and we, as you can see, like every time that we do a video and there's comments in the section, we always read them and it always fuels a different direction or expands the conversation. We love it. We love when you guys tune in. We love when you guys chime in and let us know your ideas, because it's not just Felix and I. We could do this all day. We do already. This is just like
100%.
literally rated F is Robbie and Felix just spitting shit. It's just because his wife and my wife are like, oh, you guys should record this.
100%.
When you guys talk, it takes hours. So you might as well make it some time. And like, oh, okay, cool. And then to see the community come in and be involved with it means that we're doing something right.
Yep.
Whether we do a 14-minute video or if it's an hour and 14 minutes, you guys are in tune and you guys like what we do, and we want that feedback, and we love it to be more. That's why I love the videos when we have like 3 and 4 and even sometimes even 5 of us. The comment section is going crazy. Like I love that, because it's literally rated F isn't just Robbie and Felix. Rated F is community, and we want to hear from you guys, man.
And you already here. You see it right here. Like, subscribe, hit that bell, because then you guys get to stay all up to date with us whenever we go live. All right, guys?
Take grandma's phone and like and subscribe for her.
All right, everybody. Well, peace, love, and cheesecakes for everybody.
Ooh,
and
nice.
I like it. I like a cheesecake. All right, guys.
Later, guys.
Wow, this is the thrill. Welcome to the thrill. Giving you something that's real. tell me how you really feel. Now that you hearing the thrill, I was all on my own. Now when looking made it home, spit the dish up from the dome. My looking we gone, and this is the thrill. Welcome to the thrill. Giving you something.